Let's say you and a friend got together to cut these 2 apples. But here's the problem. You might cut the first apple into 4 slices, but your friend might cut it into 6 slices. And you guys weren't really planning on these being different pieces or different sizes, so now you have to figure out how to cut each of these pieces, all of them, into equal slices together. If you split each quarter here into 2, then you end up with 8 slices altogether. But that is now more than the 6 slices we have here, so they're definitely not going to equal in size. And if we did something similar here, you would have 12 slices versus 8 slices. So what would be the right solution? Some of you might discern that the first apple just needs to be split into 3 for each quarter, because by splitting 4 quarters into 3 more, we end up with 12 pieces. And this matches here because this is 6 pieces split into 2, which also equals to 12. But it's fairly easy to discern only because the sizes are quite small. What if this was 10 and 12, and we had to work out what these two have in common? So what would be a mathematical approach that can solve this problem in a much quicker way? Well, the thing that you're trying to find that's in common is known as the lowest common multiple. In the case of 4 and 6, that lowest common multiple was 12. In the case of 10 and 12, we'd have to work this out. So today I'm going to show you how we find the lowest common multiple for 4 and 6, and then apply that to 10 and 12. Starting off with 4 and 6, in order to get the lowest common multiple, the first thing we need to do is work out the highest common factor. And to do that, we must first list out the factors for 4 and 6. So for 4, the factors are 1, 2, and 4. As for 6, the factors are 1, 2, 3, and 6. Underline the ones that they have in common. They have 1 in common, 2 in common, and circle out the one that is the highest common factor. And so the highest common factor is 2. And now we will attempt to find the lowest common multiple. Take 4 and divide by 2, which equals to 2, and then take 6, divide by 2, which equals 3, and this is the tricky bit. You have to do some kind of weird cross-multiplying between these numbers. So for example, 4 and 3, take them and multiply each other, and that gives you 12. What's interesting to note is that if you do 6 and 2 instead, you should come to the same conclusion, 12. If they do, then you have found your lowest common multiple. And so we would then say that the lowest common multiple is 12. And the numbers each of them had to multiply tells you how much to split these pieces into. So you would take 4 pieces, split each of them into 3 more, take 6 pieces, split into 2 more, and they will both give you 12. And that's all there is to it. So let's try this with 10 and 12 to see what the lowest common multiple is. For 10, the factors are 1, 2, 5, and 10. For 12, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Identify all the factors they have in common, which just seem to be 1 and 2 again, and then circle out the one that is the highest common factor. And so again, the highest common factor is 2. So when 10 divides by 2, we get 5. When 12 divides by 2, we get 6. And you can either take 10 multiply 6 or take 12 and multiply 5. It shouldn't really matter. Either way, let's go with 10 times 6. That will give you 60, which is your lowest common multiple. 12 times 5 also gives you 60, and so that checks out. And there you go. That is how you find the lowest common multiple, which is a very useful piece of maths when it comes to finding the lowest common denominator for adding or subtracting 2 fractions together, or just trying to split apples into equal fractions. If you want to know more about finding the highest common factor or just some tips to do with listing factors out, let me know down in the comment section below. And like the video if you enjoyed this or thought this was helpful. If you want to join my channel or help it grow, then click the subscribe button down below and tap the bell to find out when the next video comes out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye!